Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your social media feed, you see the fancy cars, the exotic vacations, and you just think to yourself, where do I actually stack up financially? It's a question we all ask, but honestly, the answers can be surprisingly fuzzy.
I mean, we throw these words around all the time, right? Rich, middle class, poor. But what do they actually mean when it comes to cold, hard cash? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the real numbers. Welcome to my channel, The Financial Exit, where we're all about clearing up these big, confusing questions.
Okay, so to get this right, we have to start with the single most important number in your financial life, your net worth. It's actually super simple. It's everything you own, your house, your car, your savings, minus everything you owe, your mortgage, your loans, any credit card debt. That number that's left over, that's it. That's the real starting point.
So now, let's take that number and see where you might land on what I like to call the American wealth ladder. We're going to start right at the bottom rung and climb our way to the top.
The very first rung is the lower class, with a net worth somewhere between $0 and about $17,000. The median here, the exact middle, is just $6,000. Now look, lots of life events can put you here temporarily, like a messy divorce or graduating with a ton of student loans. But it's a really tough place to be, where every unexpected expense feels like a full-blown crisis.
Climbing up just one step, we get to the lower middle class, where the median net worth is around $27,000. Folks here usually have jobs, maybe a little bit in savings, but honestly, they live in a really frustrating spot. They often make just a little too much to qualify for government help, but nowhere near enough to feel financially secure. One emergency can pretty much wipe them out.
And here we are, what you could call the true middle class, with a median net worth of about $145,000. This is where you really start to see home ownership, retirement accounts getting started. There's some stability, for sure, but money is definitely not an afterthought. Budgeting and careful planning are still a central part of life.
Now hold on, because here's a fascinating, kind of crazy detail about wealth in America. The median household net worth, the person exactly in the middle, is around $193,000. But the average is over $1 million. So how on earth is that possible? Well, think of it like this. Imagine you're at a party with a bunch of people of average height. Then a few 8-foot-tall giants walk in. All of a sudden, the average height in the room shoots way up, even though most people are still the same height. That's exactly what a small number of ultra-wealthy people do to the average.
So let's keep climbing and move to those upper rungs. This is where things get really interesting, because this is the point where your money starts doing the heavy lifting for you.
Welcome to the upper middle class, or what some people call the mass affluent. We're talking a net worth from $500,000 up to $2 million. These are often your doctors, lawyers, successful business owners. But here's the trap. A lot of people here don't actually feel rich because their expenses have a nasty habit of growing right alongside their income. And finally, we've reached the top rung, the upper class. This starts at around $2.6 million in net worth, and if you want to hit that coveted top 1%, you'll need over $6 million. At this level, your investments can literally earn more in a year than most people make from their job. Your money isn't just working for you, it's building an empire.
Okay, so knowing the numbers is one thing, but understanding why people get stuck on this ladder is a whole other ballgame. Let's look at the common traps that keep people from climbing even when they have a really high income. So meet Alex and Veronica. Let's say they both earn a great income of $120,000 a year. But Veronica, she wants to look rich, so she gets the luxury SUV, the big house, the whole deal. Alex, on the other hand, lives more modestly and just invests the difference. This little story shows the two biggest traps: lifestyle inflation and trying to look rich instead of actually focusing on being rich. Now let's fast forward 15 years. The outcome is just stark. Veronica is still trapped by her car payments and her mortgage, feeling stressed despite her high income. Her net worth has barely moved. And Alex? His investments have compounded into millions. He's achieved financial freedom. It just proves that with the same income, totally different choices can lead to wildly different places.
Okay, so what's the point of all this? The crucial thing is knowing what to do right now, from wherever you're standing on the ladder. Let's break down the single most important action you can take based on your current rung.
If you're on the lower rungs, your entire focus, your number one job, is building an emergency fund. That is your shield. For the middle class, the goal is to create some breathing room, some margin in your budget so you can start investing consistently. For the upper middle class, the main enemy is lifestyle inflation. You have to actively fight it. And finally, for the upper class, the game shifts completely to wealth preservation and smart tax planning.
You know, we've talked a lot about numbers today, but let's end this by just zooming out for a second. because true wealth, the kind that actually changes your life, is about so much more than hitting a specific number on a spreadsheet.
At the end of the day, the real goal isn't just to be rich. It's to be free. Free from debt, free from worrying about bills, free to spend your time with the people you love, doing the things you actually care about. That's what real wealth can buy, and that's a goal worth fighting for.
So this really leaves us with one final crucial question. And it's not about what the statistics say or what your neighbor has. It's about you. After seeing all of this, what does rich really mean to you?
I would genuinely love to know your answer to that question, so let me know in the comments below. If you found this explainer valuable on your own journey to financial freedom, do me a favor and give it a like. And be sure to subscribe to The Financial Exit for more content to help you get there. Thanks for watching.